Good afternoon and welcome to the Lakeland Rotary Club. It is so great to see this room starting to fill up again. So thank you all for coming out. We have another great program today. So we're going to get started just a couple of minutes early. If Blair Allen would come up for our invocation, Pledge of Allegiance, and reciting of the four-way test.
You'll please bow your heads with me. Lord, thank you for bringing us all together today, both in person and online. We're so fortunate to be able to serve our community alongside our Rotary brothers and sisters. So Lord, as we prepare to listen to our Assistant Police Chief today, thank you for our city's law enforcement. Thank you to the men and women who protect our community each day, selflessly putting others before their own safety. May we pray for peace and compassion and courage to fill their hearts. And may you continue to watch over them and protect them. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the four-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you.
Introduction of guests and visiting Rotarians. Brendan Hahn.
Okay. Linus Lindsay. My name is Lionel Lindsay, but I do have a guest today. And that's not your fault, by the way. I've been here a while. Anyway, my guest today is Susan Spelios. She's a good friend, and she's in real estate development and investment in our area. And I welcome her today. Linda Wiggs.
Hi, I'd like to introduce my neighbor and friend, Sandy Putnam, and she retired from General Ballistics. Yeah, that, General Dynamics, and and you were responsible for the assembly and the guidance systems of ballistic missiles for the Navy. Good job. She's here from 25 years from New England, and so she's welcome. My name is Marcia Leaf, and I have a guest today. Carmen Hodnett is joining us. She is a retirement planner for small businesses and entrepreneurs. Welcome, Carmen.
Fred Williams.
Behind you.
I'd like to again introduce my longtime friend, Jim Smith. Where'd he go? There he is. All around good guy.
I am very happy to have with me for a second week my friend Frances Hadley, who is the owner of Hadley's Early Education Daycare and Preschool, and also the founder and executive director of Inspiration Academy. And I also have Tahir Hamid, who is a vice president with All Tech.
And Pam Craven is not here today, but she has two guests that are here, Linda Caesar and Daniel LaGuare. Thank you.
All right, now we're going to do happy dollars. In order to be a little more efficient with happy dollars, if you're happy, go ahead and stand up so that we can work through the crowd a little quicker.
All right, who's happy?
The one day I do it, one person stands up.
I am happy that last Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night, I had the pleasure of working with a lovely lady named Georgiana, and who has a son, Malachi. And we helped through the Know and Grow program, her to learn how to use her laptop. She was so ecstatic and excited to get her certificate and her laptop, and she needed a lot of help. The poor lady didn't know very much about computers. So now she does, and she's going to be able to help Malachi through school, and we're excited about that. It was a really fun time, and I encourage you to do it if you haven't done it already.
Hi, I'm Linda Bagley-Wiggs. I'm putting in for the Rotary Foundation. This is my birthday week. Last week, it was my birthday month. I'm narrowing it down. Today is the last day that I will be in my 60s. So I've given $70.
I have quite a few happy dollars because I'm happy to serve on the Executive Committee for the Lakeland Chamber of Commerce, and we have our event coming up, our annual meeting and honors event. And if you have not seen it, we have several of our own Rotarians who have been honored as finalists for Businessman of the Year, Businesswoman of the Year, and I just wanted to give a shout out. Mike Puff is a finalist for Businessman of the Year. Stephanie Colon is finalist for Businesswoman of the Year. Campbell Dominic's organization, Career Source Polk, is nominated as a finalist for Nonprofit of the Year. Well represented in the finalists there, and we would love to see many of our Rotarian friends there to support those who have been nominated and likely to win.
Thank you, Amanda.
I'm happy today because we have a guest from General Dynamics with us. For those that are familiar with General Dynamics, they have an electric boat division in Groton, Connecticut that builds some of the best submarines in the U.S. Navy. So it's great to have you with us. Thank you.
Just to add on to that, our own Trey Harden's son works at Electric Boat in Connecticut. You can't tell us what he does, it's all top secret. Who else? Anybody? Somebody happy? All right. I'm gonna throw $5 in. I have to confirm probably one of the worst kept secrets in Lakeland. I know. I'm not crying here. So I got great news at the end of the year that my company was so pleased with our performance that they have offered me a promotion. Woo! In Houston, Texas. So we close on our house March 31st. We're going out this weekend to house hunt. And for the first time in my life, I will live somewhere other than Florida. That comes with a tidal wave of emotions from both ends of the spectrum. And some of the hardest part of that is the people in this room, in this organization. It's been a part of my life for 16 years, and I don't know where I would be had I not been a Rotarian in the Lakeland Rotary Club. So I've got some time. I don't want to make it sound like I'm dying, because I'm not. I'll be back. Mike Huff's already trying to convince me I have to come back every year for the past President's Dinner, because I'm not coming back to cook for spring session. But I love you all dearly. I thank you for the welcome, friendship, the hospitality, and the years of wonderful memories. Being the president of this club for a brief period of time was the highlight of my career. And again, I could not have done it if I hadn't had the support of this group. So I love you all. We will talk, and I will see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. Big shoes to fill. Yeah, we're losing a Rotary giant, so we're gonna miss you, bud. All right, just when I was ready to give up on singing, Kristen Hatchcock decided that she would come up and save us.
I'm so nervous. Oh my God. What did I sign up for? Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Oh my God, yes, yes. Thank you. Okay, stay here with me though. Come, let's.
Right, I'll back you up.
You back me up? Okay. Okay. Great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassion, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever will be. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, your mercy I see. All I have needed, thy hand have provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hands have provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Woo! Oh my God!
Great
Oh
job.
my God!
Great job.
We're making memories.
Great. Thank you, Kristen. All right, a few announcements. I'm going to ask Eric Powell to come up and speak for a minute. As I told you guys last week, for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to have some of the club leadership come up and talk real briefly about what it is they do and opportunities for you to serve.
Thank you, President Nate. All right, so the singing, thank you, Kristen. That was beautiful. That's all under club administration. And I also heard our mayor, Bill Mutz, who had a great voice. So I think you're going to be next on the list that I'm going to be hitting up to come up here to sing. Anything but Mike Loudon singing more of the old MacDonald Had a Farm. We're over it, Mike. We're over it. So for club administration, so there are a lot of things that we're doing with club administration. If you see the back table, that's a big part of it. At the back table, we're collecting money. We have that going, we have attendance. So there's a lot just right there that falls under club administration. So when you're coming in, you have the attendance. We're checking you in each week and we input that into the computer. So that's Josie Hill and myself that are doing that. We also have the money. So at the back table, anybody who's collecting the money, they don't trust me with that part. So we have Fred Oders, Jenny Harris, Scott Reed, and a few others at times that are there doing that. We have the room set up. So Fred Oders is over the room setup, and there are multiple people who come here every single day or every single Tuesday, and they help set up the room prior to the meeting. And then there's people who help break it down. So if you ever want to be involved with those kind of things, Fred Oders is the man to talk to. We have the bulletin. So Amanda Walls is currently in charge, but she is the president-elect for the club. Tyler Davis will be taking over that next year, but I'm sure he could always use help with the bulletin. Greeters, Karen Moore. If you see your email come out, Karen always sends the email, hey, we're needing more greeters and please sign up. So if you want to greet, it's a great way also to get to just know people within the club and just get your face seen. So be sure to sign up for the greeters, or if you want to help Karen with that, let her know. Photography, Bill Salmons. So Bill is our main photographer, but I know many of you are great photographers because I see your Facebook and Instagram pictures. So you can do it with your cell phone. So if you would talk with Bill, because Bill, he's here every week and he's always taking pictures for our club, but we could always use help in that category. Screen announcements, Tammy Croteau. So as President Nate had mentioned last week, we're keeping Tammy in our prayers. We have not had screen announcements recently. So it's always nice to have more than one person taking part in a role. So if anybody would be willing to help with the screen announcements, you can see me or reach out to Tammy on through email right this second, and we can get something set up there. Our historian is under club administration. That's Scott Reed. So he's keeping track of anything with history within the club. If that's an interest of yours, you can always reach out to Scott. Then a big thing that we have that is a part of every meeting, and this is something where we really like to get new people involved, but if you aren't new and you still want to be involved, we love to have you. Jack Lohman took over today. He's not a new member in the club, but he still helped. And that is with Happy Dollars, guest introductions, the invocation, and singing. I know, as I said, I'm going to be scouting for new singers because we want to make sure we're keeping that filled. But there are all kinds of different ways to get plugged in with the club administration. So I'm at the back table. You can always reach out to me if I'm not here. Josie is here, or any of the people that I mentioned. You can always shoot an email to or grab and pull to the side. But we would love to have you be a part of it. So instead of just sharing what it is, I'm doing a shameless plug as well. So thank you. Thank you.
Vince, can you come up and talk a little bit in just a moment? So as your social chair, I just wanted to remind you all that we are still taking reservations for next week's Aprons cooking class. It is at the Lake Miriam Aprons Cooking Class School, and it's $60 per person. We're almost full, so don't get too excited. We're cutting that off today. So we have about 4 to 5 places left. So if anybody wants to get their ticket, do it today, please. Next month, Nate is graciously hosting us at his workplace at Core Wealth Advisors, and it's a bourbon tasting, and we have a cap for that as well. And we're getting pretty full with that event as well. So, which, like I said last week, I understand where your priorities are. So April will have some things going on in May and June, and Amanda has asked me to stay on. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I'm allowed to say it? Okay. So I will do this again next year. And I know I get a chance to talk, but I'm gonna keep talking about this. I need committee members as well. So if you guys want to do the fun stuff with me, come see me or email me. I need as much help as I can get. Thank you.
Hi, just real briefly, Vince Jones. Happy and thankful that the Rotary Twilight 5K was last Friday and was a huge success. We had over 519 registered runners and walkers for the run. And wanted to thank all the many Rotarian volunteers, sponsors. We had Rotaract, Florida Polytechnic, Interact from McKeel. We had so many sponsors. We had our own Bill Salmons as a photographer there. We're thankful for everyone that helped us out, and we're looking forward to a bigger and better 23 run as well. Oh, also, and we're selling shirts like the one that I'm wearing right now, and they're $15. Reach out to me or Scott Laurent and provide your sizes, and we'll get you the shirts. Thank you.
It's me again. Okay, I totally forgot, but I brought the necklace this week and it is sitting in the back at the table. Beth is guarding it with her life. It is a 1 carat total weight diamond necklace, and its value is $1,200. From my email yesterday, Ryan McCullen from International Diamond Center donated it. Tickets are $6 for $100 or
20 each. Thank you. I think I said it backwards last week because I was in a hurry. But we're raising money to buy an iPad for our Know and Grow program. So people buy raffle tickets. It's a beautiful necklace. Thank you.
I want to forget. And remember, if you volunteered at Know and Grow or at the Rotary 5K, put your name in the drawing in the back for the Paul Harris Fellow at the end of the year. And now for our program, Rick Maxey.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today, have a really outstanding program on body cameras. And our speaker is Lakeland Rotary's own Hans Lehman. So a little bit about him. Hans is the Assistant Chief of Police, was born and raised in Lakeland, graduated from Kathleen High School, and began his public service journey at the age of 14 as a Lakeland Police Explorer. He also graduated from Stetson University with a degree in sociology and has a master's degree from my own Troy University. This man is hot. And a second degree from University of Florida. Hans has attended the Southern Police Institute's Executive Leadership School, the Senior Management Institute for Police. He's a certified public manager and certified drug recognition expert for almost 20 years. He's also a graduate of Leadership Lakeland Class 37, which he says is the best class ever. During his 25 years at Lakeland Police Department, he's worked in or supervised almost every component of the agency, including training, internal affairs, 911 communications, criminal investigations, traffic and DUI. Some of you know that. Honor Guard, K9, I'm telling you, he's done a lot. He's also a Florida Department of Law Enforcement certified instructor and an adjunct instructor at Polk State College and the Institute of Police Technology and Management at the University of North Florida. He's currently the Assistant Chief of Special Services Bureau, and most recently was asked to set up the research and development for a new digital evidence management system, which includes body cameras. Hans and his wife, Tori, have been married for 27 years, have 3 boys, the oldest of whom is serving in the Army in the 25th Infantry Division in Fort Wainwright, Alaska. Welcome to Hans Lehman.
How's everybody doing? Good? All right, we got a lot of stuff to talk about in 20 minutes, so we'll get started. The topic's body cams, but I can't go there until I talk about the whole project that we're doing. And so the first slide we have up here is how we got here. And we're titling this the Digital Evidence Management System is what we're here at Lakeland. How we got to this position is, one, there was community concerns for us having body worn cams over last couple of years, a lot of discussion on it. The second part of that was a lot of our on-premise equipment, storage servers, our current in-car video systems that we have are all reaching end of life, end of support. So either way, if we were going to maintain our current in-car systems, we were going to need to invest money in that and storage. So we tied all that together with the body camera project, and that's where we're at. So I'm going to go through these real quick with a few other slides, and I got a couple videos if we have time, and then I'll have some question and answer at the end. But what you see here is pretty much what we're getting. It's an all-in-one package from Axon Industries. It's one-stop shopping for the most part. We could have went and got a piece from one company, another piece from another, but the problem is they won't integrate and talk to each other. So now we've got that solution solved. So with that, we've got new in-car video that will be coming in, body cameras, the new Taser 7. I'll talk about that in just a minute. We're getting a new interview room solution. We're moving all of our storage to the cloud so we don't have to worry about on-premise servers. We're getting a brand new 911 dispatch and report writing system that the go live date is supposed to be the end of March. we got our fingers crossed. Hopefully it's all going good. And once that's done and ready to go, then we'll transition into this project and get it up and running. Virtual reality goggles, I've got a quick video on that, and that is going to be a huge piece of technology for us on that one. And yes, we went big on this one. We did a 10-year contract. Some people are like, why did you do that? But we were able to get it with no escalators in it, and we got built-in refreshes with all the equipment, at least through year 7 or 8. So that was big. There's not very many other agencies that have something like that we were able to work with Axon. So the Taser 7, which is what we have right here, you'll see it's yellow in color. The one I'm currently carrying is black. So part of that is the color recognition. It's considered a less lethal weapon. So a lot of agencies are going to the yellow, and actually Axon is only making it in yellow right now to help with that recognition when we're in a high stress event. Current Taser I'm carrying is 9-10-year-old technology. This is up-to-date technology. And we, again, get a built-in refresh in year 6 of that contract if they come out with even more technology. So it will come with train the trainer schools, which we're getting. And then it also integrates with the body cam. That's why you see it as a bundle. Most agencies will bundle those together, body cam and Taser. The second part of that is our Fleet 3 in-car video system. We've had in-car video at LPD for close to 20 years. The DUI and traffic cars were the very first cars that had them. And then we moved them into patrol about 15 years ago. So we're used to video. We've had in-car video. We're just adding another component to our program. But the neat thing about this in-car video system is you hear about license plate reader technology attached to traffic intersections and different cameras throughout the city. Well, all of these in-car cameras, 165 of them, will have LPR technology in them. So now it will be mobile. Our patrol cars can go through parking lots, run tags, find stolen cars, find warrants, go through apartment complexes, look for suspects maybe on a bolo, anything like that. So our capability is being extremely enhanced by this project as well. This is a quick video on
plate recognition technology, or ALPR, is an essential tool in today's law enforcement. If you're deploying ALPR, you want to know about Axon and FlockSafe. They've teamed up on a customizable, fully integrated ALPR system you can deploy to fit your needs. Need more eyes on the road? Equip your fleet with Axon's Fleet 3 in-car system. It's a revolution in mobile ALPR. Fleet 3 can read multiple lanes of traffic at once with AI technology. Compared to traditional in-car ALPR systems, Fleet 3 delivers 8 times as many plate reads at the same cost. That's an incredible value. What if you need to safeguard vulnerable areas within the community? That's where FlockSafety's smart fixed location ALPR cameras come in. These solar-powered cameras can read license plates and identify vehicles by type, make, and color. Even hard-to-read plates, day and night, up to 75 feet away. Plus, the data they capture can be uploaded to Axon evidence. In fact, Axon Fleet 3 and FlockSafety are an integral part of the entire Axon network of connected devices. With a dynamic network of plate-reading cameras, you can focus your policing on finding offenders and protecting the community. Affordable in-car ALPR, smart fixed-mount ALPR, Axon network integration. Find out more about our...
So real quick on that before I talk about these slides, what's neat about FlockSafety is it's a different company, but the best example I have of that is Bridgewater up on the north side of town. We were getting a lot of vehicle burglaries in that area where kids would get out of cars, walk a whole neighborhood, look for unsecured cars. They were in and out of a car in less than 30 seconds, and they would do a whole neighborhood in an hour. What the HOA did up there is they invested in this FlockSafety technology. They put them at their entrances. And we have the ability to do that and work with the HOA and get and tag information. So we've actually been able to solve quite a few burglaries out of that. So the FlockSafety cameras is also a big thing with some of the HOAs. They're coming in slowly, but there's a couple neighborhoods that have them. So it's a neat tie-in there. A couple of the other features we have that are coming with this big package is we're getting a brand new interview room upgrade. Our current interview room is end of life into support. And then we're going to evidence.com, which is going to be our main storage platform out in the cloud. And that's where all these features that we're having with evidence.com, everything that you see will all download into there. And it's eliminating that need for on-premise storage, which is a big part of us. A couple other features is unlimited transcription. What's neat about this program and Axon is a lot of this stuff has artificial intelligence generated transcription. We have a couple full-time transcriptionists right now that work for us that have to transcribe tapes. What we hope now is this gets us anywhere between 50 and 70% accuracy. So now they're able to listen back to those transcriptions and correct smaller things and then increase our efficiency because we do have a little bit of a backlog on tapes. The other part of that is the auto tagging. Once we get this up and running with our new dispatch system, it will create feeds where if I stop a car on a traffic stop and I call it into dispatch, once the traffic stop's over, all that video will be tagged with that case number, and we'll have to reduce the amount of time for manual input. That there's still a possibility there, but that's one of the things we're working on. Redaction Assistant is another really super neat tool for our public records folks. It's again artificially intelligence generated, where I'll show you a video in a little bit where you stop a car or you're out with somebody and we need to blur their face out. We can blur that out in the very beginning of the video, and the technology follows it all the way throughout the video. So when we do release the video, that part is blurred out. And you've seen that probably on some YouTube videos already. We also have a evidence viewer license. So the state attorney's office, they will actually get a license from us so that they will have view capability. They will be able to access everything straight from the cloud. So if they need to watch a video on a DUI stop, instead of us actually having to burn a DVD and take it down there or upload it to their server, they will be able to access all of that stuff. So it's, again, going to create some more efficiencies as well there. Respond for Devices is more of an officer safety program for us. Real-time alerts, GPS stamping. Our body camera, this is the size of it right here, and you guys are welcome to look at it when we're done, but it's got a SIM card and cellular technology embedded into it. So if one of our officers goes down in a foot pursuit in a wooded area, we've got time stamped where he's at on GPS. And that just happened recently. We had an officer at the Home Depot on the north side, got out with a subject, got in a foot pursuit. It went across 98 North, way over to the other side of the storage center. Our radio GPS was not refreshing quick enough, and it was still showing him at the Home Depot. So it took a few minutes to find him, but he's struggling with a suspect, but everything was good. But that's just another officer safety enhancement that we're getting there. It's all LTE connectivity is included, and we will have routers in our patrol cars now with these in-car systems. So everything will be cellular technology. It'll download, and it's just a neat thing we're getting there. We brought one patrol car out front. Lieutenant Frank Fitzgerald's with me. We have a sample car, in-car video and router that's set up if anybody wants to look at that on their way out. Axon Cloud Storage, again, we're getting unlimited storage on this. And then we're also getting supplement storage. So if somebody sends us a Ring doorbell or any kind of video like that, we will be able to upload that into the cloud with some software. We have a performance matrix or performance modules that will allow us to make sure that all of our system is working properly. And then another neat part of this is it's called Signal Sidearm. When we will draw our taser, the new Taser 7 out, when we draw our taser out for a potential less lethal encounter or whatever the encounter is, our body cam will turn on. So it's one less thing the officer has to do to automatically start it or manually start it. We'll also have some other triggers in there as well that we'll work through. One of the neat things that we have going on right now is this thing called Axon Capture. And we're eventually working towards having every sworn member have a smartphone, hopefully by the end of the year. And what this is it's going to be an app on our phones, our department issued phones, where it allows us mobile device management. So If you tell us that you've got a doorbell video for evidence, you can send it to us. We'll send you a link, and then it goes straight into the cloud, to cloud storage. It's tagged with a case number. The other part of that is the officer doesn't have to go back to the station and take a media card from a digital camera, turn it into evidence, and it's got to go to a technician. The technician's got to take the media card, put it on our on-premise server, wipe the card, and then reissue it back to the officer. We're completely eliminating stuff like that. So that's what's neat about this part. And that's a app that we'll have. So the second half of this is what we call Axon Citizen. And what's going to happen is on Citizen for Community's part, we're gonna be able to create these evidence submission portals where you guys will be able to submit us evidence electronically. So you have surveillance video from your store and it was burglarized, or you have screenshots of some type of evidence that we need for our case. Instead of us having to bring somebody back that knows how to download video, or a technician coming out to your house, or whatever it is, we'll still do that if we need to. But if you are tech savvy enough, we can issue you a link or a portal to our evidence.com, and you guys can send that to us. And you would be surprised how much video is out there now that we receive every day in cases, whether it's doorbell video or surveillance video. We get a lot of it, and it's extremely helpful, especially when we get into shootings and things like that. We can canvass a neighborhood and really look for people's video and get suspect info developed from a car and different things like that. The other part of that is we can actually send you an invite through our application on our smartphone to get you to get that evidence to us. So it all talks together, and it's going to be a neat thing once we get it up and running. And this is just a quick video, this next part, to show you what we're talking about.
It all starts with this, and all this becomes evidence. And evidence can't do what it's meant to do when it's disorganized, hard to find, view, and share. Each piece of evidence begins with a single source. Shouldn't it end up in a single place? The answer is Axon Evidence, a secure, centralized digital evidence management system that accepts all types of evidence and organizes it in one place. Axon Evidence can instantly find that one piece of evidence you need to build a strong case. And it's designed with easy-to-use functionality like dynamic review and playback. It's also versatile with built-in tools like automated redaction, performance, and sharing. Plus, transcription, evidence suggestions, and more make the whole process lightning quick. And we're just getting started.
So that's a quick blurb about what Axon Evidence is and what it's going to do for us and make things a lot easier. But right before I get to body cams, this is a really cool thing I'm excited about, and it's community engagement training. And if you all have kids or grandkids that have VR goggles or virtual reality goggles for gaming, this is pretty much what it is. And there's two sides of this. There's an officer training module, and then there's a citizen engagement training where we can actually put you in some scenarios like we have and let you try to work through those scenarios through those goggles in the scenario. The other part of it is we will actually be able to go through more scenarios and more training. We do reality-based training. We do simulations training. We go through role play training. We do all that in the academy, and it's ongoing, but you can never get enough of that. So what this will allow us to do is 5, 10, 15-minute scenarios. We can do a couple officers right after a briefing, and then call some more in as the shifts go on, and different things like that. So again, it's that frequent exposure that we're going to get to our officers. Our Citizens Police Academy that a lot of folks go to, and probably a few of you have attended in here, we're going to incorporate that also into our Citizens Police Academy so that they can actually feel the stress. We want people to feel the stress we're feeling on some of those calls, and it helps you appreciate, where we're coming from on some things. So the scenarios are again filled in 360-degree video with live actors. The narratives follow kind of a choose your own pattern. And it again focuses on those tactics and skills that we need. Going through mental health crises right now, we probably have 100 Baker Acts a month. And I know the sheriff's office, they Baker Act quite a few a month as well. So anything we can do to help with mental health crisis calls and things like that and get our officers exposed to it, we're working towards. So quick video on that, and then I will get to body cams.
It takes constant training for officers to perform and police at their best. And Axon virtual reality training is training like you've never seen before. What makes it so effective? Let's start with our platform, which is built on industry-leading VR tech from HTC. It fully integrates with standard law enforcement duty weapons and technologies, including taser energy weapons and body cams. With immersive community engagement training and simulator training modules available, you'll find it easy to make trainees feel like they're truly on the scene. And when officers experience immersive VR scenarios, they remember, they learn, they develop critical thinking skills. Compared to traditional training methods, studies show VR training has much higher retention rates. And VR training is easy to deploy and manage. You can do it anywhere in bite-sized 5 to 15-minute segments. It's perfect for downtime during other trainings or before or after a shift. VR training can help create the meaningful change your community demands. We've partnered with mental health counselors, clinicians, educators, and law enforcement experts to develop training that increases empathy and awareness and achieves better outcomes for everyone. More effective training, easy to deploy and manage, expert content created with community involvement. Take your program to the next level with Axon VR training.
So again, I'm excited about that. That's going to be a really good component for us. So on body cams, that's why we're all here today, but I had to get through all that to get you guys to understand why it's one big package that we're excited about. We have in-car video, we have digital evidence recorders that we use, but now we're getting body cams. And what that's going to do for us and the community is it's one more perspective. It's another perspective. It'll be worn on our chest. We've got some samples up here you can come look at when we're done. But it also increases the transparency that a lot of people in the community have been asking for law enforcement for years. So that's a big component right now that we'll do there. The other part of this is it isn't the solve all. And I want to make sure everybody understands that body cams are not going to be the solve all. We still have to do good police work. We still treat people decent. It's a view from what we're seeing, point of view. There's a ton of cell phone video that you see out there in the media nowadays where it's snippets and they're edited and it only shows a portion of it. Well, now we get to control that message because we have it all up front there along with our in-car video. The one quick thing I want to talk about is field of view on this. If you think about your peripheral vision, you can easily see or feel somebody coming up at about 180 degrees. And these cameras are going to be at about 140, 145 degrees is what it's going to capture. But when we're in a high stress event, so I'm dealing with somebody that's got a gun on them or they're not complying with our orders, you start talking about a little bit of fight or flight or tunnel vision. It's a high stress event. Our field of vision is going to go down to, 55, 60 degrees. So we may not see that thing out there on the left or the right that the body cam is picking up. And that's just part of that high stress event. You get narrow focused. And that's one thing we want to make sure everybody understands when we start talking about these body cams, and their perception is still a little different than what we're seeing with our eyes. Officer safety enhancements is going to be huge. I already have talked about the embedded GPS that we have with the body cam. It's got a SIM card in it. Cellular technology is built into it. It's HD quality video. It's a solid state memory, and it will plug into a docking station and will download. And once it hits that docking station, it's connected to our servers, and it uploads. So there's no, it's all a lot easier because we do docking stations. The other part of it is it pairs again with our taser and in-car videos. So if one's on, they all come on. So you still get both perspectives, in-car versus the body cam. And it also does the auto transcription that we talked about just a few minutes ago. And the last three bullets I kind of wanted to spend just a couple minutes on, and I know I got to wrap this up so we have questions, but we have different activation triggers, and it's the same thing with our in-car system. You can manually activate this. It's all configurable to how we want it set up. If we turn our light bars on our patrol cars, the camera can come on. If you're in a crash, the in-car video can come on. There's crash sensors. So it's all how we configure it. If we draw our taser, the camera is going to come on. So it all works together. It all talks together. And we'll set those triggers up as we work through the implementation on it. Policy development. We have a model policy by the Chiefs of Police, International Association of Chiefs of Police. We already have a copy of it. We're looking at Tampa, Hillsborough's, Orlando's. They all have body cams. We're comparing their policies now. And once we get that up and running, probably this summertime, we'll have a policy pretty much getting close to being in place. And then we'll roll out the stuff later on this fall. So privacy and exemption laws. I just want to spend a couple minutes on this in case you guys have any questions, but body cams are different than the rest of the other stuff we deal with public records law. There's a specific statute for body cam footage. And some of that is because of Marcy's law, which is your victim protection law. And it's also because body cams are unique. We work a burglary in your house and it's on because we're recording citizen contact. Well, now we're video in your house. Don't do that with in-car video, so you don't have that issue. So Florida has created exemption laws so that that stuff is exempt and confidential. And we're actually the ones that choose whether that's released or not. Our plan is not to release stuff like that. We're going to release evidence of a crime, officer involved incidents we'll release, but things like going into somebody's house, that's not on our plan. And we're still working through some of that where our general counsel is going to help to make sure we're following all the privacy and exemption laws. So we still have work on that, but that's the general idea of it. Go live date. We're definitely going to be live by the end of the year. If everything with CAD and RMS implementation goes good at the end of March, we'll probably be able to speed that up. Equipment's been ordered. We probably won't see it till 1st of June. Supply chain issues. Everybody's heard that, right? So once we get all that equipment in, we'll have to rip and replace in-car systems in our patrol cars. And then we'll have to do the new taser training and the new body cam. It is going to be a culture shift for us because we're not used to having a recording device on us all the time. And we know that. So we're going to spend a lot of time up front teaching our officers, the ins and outs of that system, how it works, how it records, and different things like that. Our guys do a great job, but we definitely need to train folks on what we're doing with them. So I know I talked really fast and gave you a lot of stuff, but any questions? Yes, sir. That question. Yes. The question was, how about editing? Who is responsible for it and things of that nature? When we submit a video into evidence, it has to be in its entire state. Just like if we took a picture of a crime scene, the original image has to go into evidence. The editing or redaction will be handled by our public records folks. So if it's a public records request for a video that's not related to a criminal case, the state attorney's office would get the entire video. But we're wanting to release something. Our public records folks would do that, and they would work hand in hand with the chain of command that's actually wanting that video released. You saw the one little video where we could highlight a face and blur it out, and it goes through the entire thing that way. We can do that with juvenile victims, different things like that. And then like the news media will edit video to what they want. And most of our video, we want people to see the entire thing. We may edit down small pieces, but yes. Yep. Thank you. We appreciate you guys. Thank you. Sir. Yeah, we currently do not have facial recognition technology at the department. I'm sure Axon is working towards that, but none of this software as of yet has that. Anybody else? Yes, sir. We'll work with them because, I'm sorry, yes. Sheriff's Office does not have body cams. We're going to them, and what will we do to try to make that work? I think part of that's going to be an education component. Once we get ours up and running, our plan is to work with the Sheriff's Office and let them know the capabilities of what our systems do. If anything, for a knowledge base, because North Lakeland, West Lakeland, East Lakeland, a lot of times our deputy or our officers and their deputies will work on calls simultaneously, depending on what type of call it is. So we want them to know what our capability is. As far as when and if they will get them, a lot of it is cost. You know, your cloud storage is cost. We needed 250. The Sheriff's Office would need probably anywhere between 600 and 800. So when you start getting into budgeted items, you know, where that's a discussion that they'll have. So, yes, ma'am. Quite a bit. The easiest way to explain it is the new taser will have a dual cartridge. Right now we have a single cartridge, so we could actually deploy it on 2 people at once if needed. And that has happened on occasion. The other part of it is it's set up for, one is what we call a normal spread. You want the probes to spread out to get maximum contact, like below the hip and above the hip. The other cartridge will be what we call close quarters. So if someone's coming at me really close, it's got a tighter spread. And so then you can use it for that as well. So I'm sure the technology will advance as the years go on. The current technology that we're using, when the prongs come out of the taser, it's all coiled inside the cartridge and it goes out. The new taser cartridges, when the prong goes out, the coil goes with the prong. So it all travels as one piece and unravels as it's going versus coming out of the cartridge. So it delivers a faster, what they say, a faster strike to the suspect. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I knew somebody was going to ask that. So yeah, when you deploy the taser, it actually penetrates the skin, and then you have contact between both leads, and then it delivers a jolt, for lack of better words. But it's a 5-second deployment, so it incapacitates the person. We get compliance, we get them handcuffed, and then that's the most use of force we hopefully have to do, and it prevents a lot of injuries from going hands-on and different things like that. One more. Sure. Yeah. Yes, Tom. How much would it cost a typical homeowners association to install one of those? Oh, the flock safety. It's either $2,000 or $2,500 a year, and I can get that information for you. Bridgewater did it, and they're attached to their backs of their gates, and so I think it's solar powered, and it reads tags. And then so if we have something in your neighborhood, we can get that data. Okay. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you for that great update. A lot of new stuff going on, and Rick will be staying after for a demonstration between the 2 tasers. So feel free to stick around and watch that. I'd like to thank our guests and visiting Rotarians, Susan, Linda, Daniel, Randy, Jim, and visiting Rotarians, Jack and Doug McCall is online. Next week's program, we're going to try this whole weed thing again. So Shane Weaver will be coming talking about the cannabis industry. And, you know, there's a lot of cameras out there, so you guys be careful of what y'all are doing. All right. And did you know that your nose cannot be 12 inches? Because it would be a foot. Have a great week.